In the early days of World of Warcraft, there existed a lot of weapons and items that are unavailable today. Entire raids and dungeons have been reworked, loot tables have been changed, and extremely difficult class quests, which gave unique and epic rewards, have been removed. Today we are going to talk about one of these quest chains that used to be available to hunters. Many who undertook it still say it was the hardest thing they have ever done in the World of Warcraft. But the reward was not one, but two amazing weapons that showed everyone around you that you had truly mastered your class. I'm talking about Rhok'Delar, Longbow of the Ancient Keepers, and Lok'Delar, Stave of the Ancient Keepers. In the recent past, we have talked about two priest weapons, Benediction and Anathema. The quest chain to obtain these began by looting an item called the Eye of Divinity from Majordomo Executus in the Molten Core. The Hunter questline actually began in the exact same way. Executus also used to drop an item called Ancient Petrified Leaf, and this was an item exclusive to hunters. The tooltip simply read a very large petrified leaf, and upon using it, the hunter was given his first quest in this class-specific questline. Now, in present day, it is pretty easy to make out where the quests want you to go. This wasn't always the case in vanilla, but the Ancient Petrified Leaf really took it to an extreme. First of all, you couldn't look at your map and see where you actually had to go, and your only quest objective was find the owner of the Ancient Petrified Leaf. Good luck, it's a big world. The quest description didn't give that much information either. The epidermis of the leaf glows a bright green. The surface is extremely rugose, exposing several veins and wrinkles. If you had to take a guess, you would say this leaf came from something ancient and powerful. Maybe you should find the original owner of this leaf. As it would turn out, the search would take the hunter to Felwood. Here he would find three ancients, trapped in a petrified state as a result of the corruption that the Burning Legion had brought with them during the War of the Ancients. Despite being petrified, the hunter could still commune with their spirits, and as it turned out, the Ancient Petrified Leaf actually belonged to one of them, Vartrus. After returning the leaf, the hunter was asked to help the ancients to seek revenge on 4 agents of the Burning Legion. Vartrus would say the following: "Agents of the Burning Legion are still active in our world, Hunter. These agents corrupt all that they touch. Nature wilts and weeps in their presence. You must track down these demonic corruptors and destroy them. Be warned, you must engage them by yourself or they will flee. As long as you are alone, they will try and destroy you. You must strike at them, turning their arrogance into misery. I grant you a piece of my bark. The inscriptions shall lead you to your targets, retrieve their heads." To complete this quest, the hunter had to track down and kill 4 demons that patrol different parts of Azeroth in disguise. The bark given by Vartrus would tell the hunter in what zones the demons were, which made the search a lot easier. However, the demons were random spawns and would only be active for a short time, so it required a lot of camping just to find them. The fights themselves were extremely difficult, and if the hunter couldn't kill them fast enough, they would despawn and you would have to camp them all over again. If that wasn't enough, the hunter also had to undertake this challenge all by himself. In fact, the hunter wasn't even allowed to use its pet. He was all alone against these 4 insanely powerful demons. One of the demons could be found patrolling around southwest Burning Steppes. He was disguised as a human called Franklin the Friendly, but when confronted, he would reveal his true form, Clinfran the Crazed. His attacks would make a lot of damage unless the hunter applied Scorpion Sting to him. To survive the long fight, the hunter had to fight him with his melee weapons only when Scorpion Sting was applied, then wing clip him and run back and reapply it, and repeat this until he was finally dead. Artorius the Doombringer patrolled northern Winterspring, disguised as a Tauren, Artorius the Amiable. He would actually turn the hunter into a demon, a curse that also came with a nasty damage over time debuff. To avoid this, you had to stay at least 30 yards away. In other words, the hunter had to be able to kite Artorius down exactly right. If you got too far away, he would despawn, but if you got too close, he would apply the debuff that would kill you almost instantly. Simone the Seductress could be found around southwest Angora crater. Until she was confronted, she was disguised as a troll called Simone the Inconspicuous. During the encounter, she would put a debuff on the hunter, which basically removed all of his ranged attack power. Her strongest attack was a lightning bolt, and she also had a pet fellhound that needed to be taken care of as well. Solenor the Slayer used to patrol southwest Silithus, disguised as the gnome Nelson the Nice. He had the ability to cast fear and spawn bug minions that were extremely dangerous for the hunter. Solenor did however get rooted for 30 seconds if he was inflicted with wing clip. That way he could be kept in place, giving the hunter time to focus on the minions. Returning the 4 demon heads to Vartrus rewarded the hunter with the ancient rune-etched stave. However, one more item was required to create Rhok'Delar, the perfect string. Luckily, one of the other 2 ancients, Stoma, offers to help the hunter if they could bring back a mature black dragon sinew. Vartrus may offer you the stave to create a bow of ancients, but only I can enchant the string required to complete the bow. It is a simple task, puny one. Slay a mature black dragon and remove the sinew from its bones. Return that sinew to me, and I shall enchant the material into an almost indestructible bowstring. This item could be looted from Onyxia, and as long as you had a quest, there was a 100% drop rate. The alternative was to farm the elite dragons in Burning Steppes, but getting the item that way was a much rarer occurrence. After getting the sinew, Stoma could enchant it, and after that, the hunter could combine it with the ancient rune-etched stave, which would create Rhok'Delar, longbow of the ancient keepers. Now, originally, Rhok'Delar and the staff Lok'Delar worked just like the priest weapons Benediction and Anathema, meaning you could transform one into the other. However, this caused all kinds of problems, and most hunters ended up not even using the staff at all. In patch 1.8, Blizzard amended this problem by simply giving the hunters Lok'Delar and Rhok'Delar as 2 separate items. Now they could wear 2 truly epic weapons that not only brought envy from the players around them, but it also showed that they had really mastered their class. Now, as if Rhok'Delar and Lok'Delar wasn't enough, the 3rd Petrified Ancient, Hastat, offered a 3rd challenge for the hunter. Greetings, hunter. I am Hastat, Ancient of Lore. I hold knowledge lost eons ago. With a proper binding, one of my leaves can serve as a quiver, the likes of which has not been seen in 10,000 years. A quiver that, when accompanied by a bow of ancients, could grant untold powers. Return here with sinew from an adult blue dragon, and this quiver shall be yours. In other words, this quest was very similar to the one given by Stoma, except now we needed sinew from a blue dragon. The hunter had a few different options on how to get this item. They could either kill Azurgas, a world boss in Ashara. He posed the biggest challenge, but he had a very high drop rate on the sinew. The alternative was to kill the blue dragons in Winterspring, which once again had a much lower drop rate. However, unlike the black dragon sinew, this item could also be sold on the auction house, so if the hunter didn't want to farm it, a big bag of gold could also solve the problem. When the hunter had acquired the item, he could return to Hastat and receive the 18-slot quiver Ancient Sinew-Wrapped Lamina. With this, the epic quest chain that began in Molten Core by picking up the Petrified Leaf was now over. And when a hunter walked by with Rhok'Delar, Lok'Delar, and the ancient sinew-wrapped lamina equipped, no one could deny their skill and dedication to their class. These items could be acquired between Vanilla and Wrath of the Lich King, but in Cataclysm, the ancient Petrified Leaf, along with the questline and the demons, were taken out of the game. This means that if you hadn't acquired Rhok'Delar and the other items by then, your chances were now forever gone. I hope you have enjoyed this story about some of the truly unique weapons that have been lost to history. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up, and if you have any thoughts and comments, leave them down below. Also, if you want to see more World of Warcraft from a different perspective, hit subscribe and I will be back with another video as soon as I can. In any case, thank you so much for watching, and as always, a huge extra thanks to my amazing supporters on Patreon. I can't express enough how much your gesture means to me, especially now since my last update. You are absolutely amazing. And with this, I'm going to end the video, so until next time, take care.